A world stands before total breakdown, while empires build and decay through unstable alliances until a tiny flash creates an unstoppable catastrophe that covers the entire planet. The story shows us World War I, which ranks as among the deadliest wars humanity has ever known. But how did it all begin? What groups of events, together with decisive choices and accumulating tensions, created a war which ended in 16 million deaths while transforming the world permanently? World War I nevertheless earned its title as the Great War, even though its origins were not overnight. The war emerged from extended periods of political actions combined with military expansion and diplomatic tensions between leading countries across the globe. The multiple factors behind World War I are both profoundly interesting and deeply sorrowful because they start with Archduke Franz Ferdinand's murder and end with alliances forming a worldwide conflict. This video analyzes the numerous political, economic, and social elements which created the conditions for the worst war in human history. This exploration reveals how secret agreements between nations and their military buildup and their intense nationalism ultimately started World War I. This video studies both the major participants involved in World War I, including Germany and Austria, along with Hungary and Russia and Britain, and it details which decisive actions brought them to ruin. The narrative goes beyond warfare, since it reveals human qualities as its central theme. The tale illustrates how pride, together with fear and ambitious leadership, produces catastrophic effects. This narrative demonstrates how essential mutual understanding and peaceful methods represent humanity. Middle body. Number 1. The powder keg of Europe. Tensions before the war. European countries were holding so much tension during the early years of the 20th century that they resembled an impending explosion. Two main alliances existed on the continent during this period, including the Triple Entente, alongside France and Russia and Britain, and the Triple Alliance through Germany, Austria-Hungary, followed by Italy. The intended power equilibrium between Allied states became vulnerable because their commitments exposed them to dangerous alliances. At that time, nationalism strengthened across Europe because the Empire of Austria-Hungary faced opposition from Serbia in their quest to establish independence. Emperors fought each other to control overseas territories while developing powerful military forces because of their approximate life. During this period, Kaiser Wilhelm II led Germany through a phase of increased power-seeking ambition, as Britain and France maintained control over their worldwide dominance of territories. The Balkan area earned its nickname as the powder keg of Europe because of its intense state of unrest. The area became known as a primary conflict zone because of its mutual ethnic problems and unstable political system and conflicting land claims. World War I started its flames in the central part of the Balkans region. Number 2. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, the spark that lit the fire. On June 28, 1914, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, who was the Austro-Hungarian heir to the throne, died from assassination in Sarajevo, Bosnia. Gavrilo Princip became an assassin by joining the Black Hand organization, an establishment which sought Serbian independence from Austria-Hungary. Shockwaves spread through the entire European continent following the assassination event. Germany, together with Austria-Hungary, perceived an opportunity to eliminate Serbian nationalism, so they declared war against Serbia. The Serbian leadership received an extreme list of demands from Austria-Hungary. Austria-Hungary initiated hostilities against Serbia after Serbia did not accept their demands on July 28, 1914. A conflict limited to the region led to its rapid expansion. The Russian military forces under the Serbian alliance activated to protect their small Balkan partner. Germany initiated conflict against Russia and its partner France because it wanted to prevent being involved in fighting on two fronts. The existing treaties alongside German imperial ambitions drove Britain into entry, since Germany became a rising power that threatened British territories in Europe. European nations entered a global war within a few short weeks. The killing of Franz Ferdinand started the chain reaction, but the existing power alliances transformed this incident into a worldwide conflict. Number 3. The alliance system, a web of obligations. The web of international military treaties known as the alliance system served as a decisive element which escalated local conflicts to worldwide wars. Countries created detailed systems of political arrangements through pacts where they promised mutual war help to their treaty partners. The establishment of the Triple Entente between France, Russia, and Britain, along with the Triple Alliance between Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy, was meant for stopping aggression, yet it led to an explosive chain reaction. Serbia faced war from Austria-Hungary, which caused Russia to activate its military forces to protect their ally. Germany began its declaration of war against Russia and France because it feared Russian military action. Britain entered the war because of its treaties, yet also because of its concern about German growing power. Due to the alliance network, a regional war developed into universal warfare. The start of World War I occurred because countries entered the war to uphold their promises to protect their allies, despite not receiving immediate threats from enemies. Number 4. Militarism, the arms race. During the period before World War I, Europe experienced a continuous buildup of military strength between countries. Countless nations devoted their resources to constructing the biggest, most effective military strength through buying weapons and doubling up their armed forces and maritime forces. The aggressive posture exhibited by Kaiser Wilhelm II led Germany to especially forward behavior during this period. The nation dedicated substantial resources to naval expansion in order to compete against British maritime control. Britain escalated the shipbuilding competition by adding more vessels to their fleet as a result of this dangerous progression. Militaristic policies produced a society which became aggressive and competitive. During this time, nations considered war a certain thing and thought military expansion provided their best chance to win. The continuous weapons development between countries heightened military stress levels while simultaneously producing conditions more prone to warlike situations. Number 5. Imperialism, competition for colonies. World War I mainly began because different nations pursued imperial ambitions to achieve overseas colonies. European nations actively sought control of overseas territories and resources, which sparked lengthy and international disputes between them. The country of Germany brought a delayed entry to colonial pursuits while competing against British and French colonial power interests. Riveting nationalist emotions and hostile tensions arose because of this competitive situation between nations. The international network of alliances developed through imperialism as one of its contributing factors. When aspiring to protect their territorial possessions, nations entered protective military agreements against their competition. The worldwide imperial competition elevated the existing foreign tensions across Europe. Number 6. Nationalism, pride, and rivalry. Strong nationalism drove many European nations in the first quarter of the 20th century. Nations fostered extreme loyalty from their citizens, so governments could use this patriotism in support of their diplomatic goals. The Slavic peoples in the Balkans used nationalist efforts to achieve independence from Austro-Hungarian rule, and this movement developed tensions between Austria-Hungary and Serbia. The political conflict between Austria-Hungary and Serbia escalated to its peak when it triggered the killing of Franz Ferdinand. Total nationalistic loyalty between states became a driving force behind the escalating military production of both countries while fostering their mutual defense agreements through alliances. Different countries exhibited belief in their power superiority as they entered conflicts to validate their superiority. Number 7. The role of leadership, decisions that shaped the war. World War I began due to essential decisions implemented by notable leaders such as Kaiser Wilhelm II, who ranked high in militaristic approaches and tried to extend German dominance. Support from Austria-Hungary to Germany became instrumental in triggering the escalating conflict after the assassination of Franz Ferdinand. Germany's influence. The political backing Austria-Hungary received from Germany effectively propelled the conflict toward a more intense phase after Franz Ferdinand's assassination occurred. The assassination triggered Austrian-Hungarian leaders to raise their position of power in the Balkan region. The tough demands the Austrian-Hungarian Empire presented to Serbia before announcing war led to the emergence of a more extensive conflict. Tsar Nicholas II of Russia made his forces mobilize for Serbia, while this step increased the mounting tensions throughout Europe. Each nationalistic decision made by European nations maintained a propulsion towards global war. Outro. The world encountered its first major war that surpassed all previous armed conflicts in World War I history. This conflict transformed territorial divisions through border adjustments, and it destroyed entire empires while taking away the lives of millions. The conflict proved to be preventable from its very beginning. For decades, numerous political, economic, social pressures resulted in alliances, militarism, imperialism, and nationalism becoming the underlying reasons that ignited World War I. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand triggered the war, yet the fundamental causes transformed this local dispute into worldwide warfare. World War I reveals to us the essential value of diplomatic relationships combined with understanding and peaceful behaviors. World War I was a terrible conflict which revealed crucial insights regarding why excessive pride combined with fear and ambitious action necessarily lead to tragic outcomes. So, what do you think? Did all the conditions exist for preventing World War I from coming to pass? Drop your thoughts in the comments while you subscribe and enable notification alerts for accessing future historical videos. You have seen the end of this video, so our next segment will be up next.